We are so glad you are joining us today for exploring your options after high school. For many students, deciding what comes next after graduation can feel exciting, overwhelming, and sometimes a little of both. With so many different paths available, it's important to understand not only what your options are, but also what each path may offer and what is required. Today, we'll take a closer look at several common post-high school pathways, including military service, career and technical education, traditional college, and entering the workforce directly. We'll discuss the benefits, challenges, and long-term outlook of each option, along with ways students can begin preparing while still in high school. Our goal is to help you feel more informed, more confident, and better equipped to research and evaluate the opportunities that align with your interests, goals, and future plans. I'm joined today by my colleagues Sarah Snyder, Alexandria Krutka, Alexis Miller, Maeva Cadjo, and Jenna Gillio. They will be sharing insights, guidance, and practical information to help you explore these important post-high school pathways. We're excited to have you here, so let's get started.
Thanks, Stephanie, and welcome aboard, everyone. On behalf of our entire webinar crew, it's a pleasure to have you with us. Today, we're setting course through new territory, exploring your options after high school. First, we'll chart the different paths ahead. Then we'll navigate common myths before turning to key trends shaping 2025 and 2026. From there, we'll help you get your bearings, find the path that fits you, and ultimately forge your own way forward. So settle in, stay curious, and enjoy the journey ahead.
So we're going to explore different pathways high school students can take after they graduate. They include college, career and technical education, the military, the workforce, and the gap year. As we go through this webinar, keep in mind that there's no single right path, and your journey does not have to look like anyone else's. Your path will be shaped by your own goals, interests, strengths, and personal circumstances. Whether your route feels traditional or unconventional, every path can create opportunities for professional success, financial stability, and personal growth. And guess what the best part is? These pathways are not mutually exclusive. Like connecting these islands, you can combine different pathways to create the path that works best for you. For example, one student may pursue career and technical education and enter the workforce right away, while another may serve in the military, earn certifications, and later continue their education at a college or university. Understanding the opportunities each pathway offers and the realities will help you make informed decisions about what fits you best.
Before we dive into each of the different paths that you can take after high school, we're going to start with something we've all heard, some common myths. And what does myth mean? It means it's probably not true, but let's take a look at some of these. Common myths are those messages that people hear from their friends, from family, from social media, or even from school that are most often false, and yet they can really shape how we think about our options. So let's take a look at some of those. First, in the realm of college. This is a big one. People often say that college is only for students who get straight A's, or that you have to know exactly what you want to major in before you even apply. With technical school, you might hear that technical paths are only for students who can't get into college, or that choosing this route means you'll be stuck doing the same job forever. What about the military? Well, there's a perception there that the military is only for people who want combat roles, or that joining means giving up on education entirely. Then there's the workforce. Some people say that if you go straight to work, you're giving up on success or growth, or that you'll be stuck in low-paying jobs forever if you don't go to college. Finally, we have the gap year. Some believe that taking a gap year means that you're going to be falling behind, or that it's just an excuse to travel or take time off without purpose. So as we go through today's webinar, we're going to be coming back to each one of these myths, and we're going to take a closer look at why each one is false and what the reality is instead.
So now that we've explored some of those common myths, I want to point out a few key trends that are shaping education and the job market right now. First, skills are becoming just as valuable, if not more valuable, than degrees. Employers are increasingly focused on what you can do and not just what credentials you have. What this means for you is that no matter which path you choose, building real demonstratable skills, whether it's through projects, certifications, or experience, is going to be key. Second, trade and technical careers are seeing a major surge. There's a high demand for skilled workers in areas like construction, healthcare support, and technical fields. These careers are not just viable, but they're often highly stable and well-paying, and they may offer faster entry into strong job opportunities. Next, the college return on investment, or ROI, is under scrutiny. Students and families are thinking more about the potential cost, debt, and long-term outcomes of attending college. So if you think college might be your path, it's important to think about whether the cost of your degree aligns with the earning potential and opportunities that it can provide. The fourth trend that we're seeing is that experience matters more than ever. Employers are placing a lot of value on internships, part-time work, and hands-on learning opportunities. That means that wherever you go, whether it's college, trade school, or straight into the workforce, finding ways to gain real-world experience early on can make a huge difference. Next, non-linear paths are becoming the norm. It's becoming increasingly common for people to change their career trajectory, to learn new skills, and to simply pivot over time. The takeaway here is that the first path that you choose doesn't lock you in for life. You have the flexibility to adjust as you grow and as your goals naturally evolve. Trend number 6, artificial intelligence and technology are reshaping all career paths. Many jobs are evolving and new ones are being created, while others are becoming more automated. Skills like adaptability, problem solving, and just basic tech literacy are going to be essential, and continued learning is going to be an aspect of almost any career that you choose. And finally, there's a growing focus today on mental health and burnout. Students and professionals alike are placing more value on balance, on flexibility, and just overall well-being. The implication here is that success isn't just about income or status. It's also about finding a path that is sustainable and ultimately supports your well-being in the long term. Now, together, these trends reinforce something that's really important. The goal is not to just pick a path. It's to build one that can adapt with you and support your long-term goals. So with that, I'm going to pass it over to Maeva to share about the first pathway we're going to explore today, which is college.
So college can open doors to valuable opportunities and experiences, especially for those of you who want to explore multiple interests or prepare for careers that require advanced education or degrees. There are two main college pathways: 2-year colleges and 4-year colleges. A 2-year college, often called a community college, provides associate degrees and certificate programs. These schools are often more affordable and flexible, making them a great starting point to build skills, explore your interests, and transfer to a 4-year college later on if that's what you decide to do. A 4-year college or university offers bachelor degrees, certificate programs, and other specialist programs. They often serve as the foundation for careers requiring specialized knowledge or advanced credentials. This pathway can be a great fit if you already have a set career goal that requires a bachelor's degree as an entry qualification. And beyond academics, Colleges also provide opportunities for internships, research, networking, student organizations, study abroad programs, and other activities that will help you build practical skills and professional connections. Another benefit from college is the sense of community it creates. It brings students together from different backgrounds and interests while all learning and growing alongside one another. And this environment can help you feel more connected, engaged, and supported during your college journey. And now I pass it on to Sarah to dispel some common myths about college.
Okay, let's take a look back at those college pathway myths. Our first one was that college is only for students who get straight A's. Well, that idea can make college feel so out of reach for a lot of students, but the reality is more nuanced. College admissions counselors look at much more than just your grades. They consider the rigor of your classes, your growth over time, your activities, your essays, standardized test scores, and the different paths that you've taken to get to where you are wanting college admission. It's not about being perfect, it's about showing effort, progress, and potential. So it's not just for those with straight A's. Our second myth was that you have to decide your major before you even apply. That can feel like a lot of pressure, I know, especially if you're still figuring things out. But in reality, many students start college undeclared, or they change their major, sometimes more than once. Side note, I changed mine at least 10 times before I settled down and finished college. Exploring different subjects is a normal part of the process. As we talk about college, keep in mind that it's not just one rigid path, and going straight from high school isn't the only viable time either. There's flexibility built in and room to discover what works best for you.
At a high level, college is an investment. So let's take a closer look at what that can mean in both the short and in the long term. In the short term, college often comes with a higher cost and delayed full-time income. You're investing your time and your money up front, and during that time, things like internships and networking become especially important to set yourself up for success after graduation. In the long term, college can lead to higher lifetime earnings, higher weekly income, and lower unemployment rates overall. So, for example, individuals with a bachelor's degree earn about $600 more per week on average than those with only a high school diploma. Now, with that said, these outcomes can vary greatly depending on your major, your experience, and of course, how much debt you take on while in school.
For students planning to attend college, preparation tends to be more familiar, but it's still important to be intentional. First, challenge yourself academically. Take courses that push you and show growth over time. Second, get involved outside the classroom. Whether this is clubs, sports, volunteering, or part-time work, all of it will help build a well-rounded application and important life skills. Third, start exploring interests and careers. This can help guide your college search and reduce pressure around choosing a major later. Find out now what interests you and what values drive you. College preparation isn't just about grades, it's about growth and exploration, while the stakes are relatively lower.
Another pathway you can explore is career and technical education, often called CTE. They focus on practical, hands-on training for specific career fields. If you enjoy learning by doing, want to build job-ready skills, or are interested in entering the workforce more quickly, CTEs may be a great fit for you. Let's review 3 types of CTE pathways. The first one is trade schools. They prepare students for specific skill trades such as construction, welding, electrical work, HVAC, automotive, technology, and more. If you enjoy working with your hands, solving problems, or building things, this pathway may interest you. Training often takes place in workshops or simulated job environments where you can practice real-world skills, and many programs also prepare you for industry certifications or licensing exams needed for employment. They also often have strong partnerships with employers and can help students get their career started after graduation. Secondly, we have vocational schools. They offer career-focused trainings in industries such as healthcare, cosmetology, business, and IT. These programs combine hands-on experience with classroom instructions to help you develop both technical and professional skills. Many programs can be completed in 1 to 2 years and also prepare students for industry certification. Lastly, we have apprenticeships. They allow you to earn money while learning valuable skills through work experience and training. These opportunities are usually more common in skilled trades, but are also expanding into other industries such as healthcare, tech, and more. You do not have to attend a technical school to qualify for an apprenticeship, since many employers offer apprenticeship opportunities directly. Apprenticeships can also provide mentorship, industry connections, and college credits or certifications that can lead to more career and education opportunities in the future. I'll pass it on to Sarah to dispel more myths about these pathways.
Let's look at the myths around the technical school and skilled trades route. One of the most common myths that you might hear is that technical paths are for students who can't get into college. That assumption doesn't really hold up when you look at the reality. These careers, like plumbing, HVAC, welding, many others, require specialized training and a high level of skill. They're also in high demand. Choosing this path isn't about ability, it's about interest, strength, and the kind of work environment that you see yourself in. And the second myth was that you'll be stuck in one job forever if you choose this path. In reality, many technical careers offer a lot of room to grow. People can advance into higher level roles, specialize in specific areas, or even start their own businesses. For some, entrepreneurship becomes a major opportunity down the line. So as we continue, think about this path not as a limitation, but as a skilled, flexible, and often very rewarding career option.
As far as job outlook, pursuing career and technical education is often a faster, more direct path into the job market. In the short term, this path typically comes with a lower upfront cost and allows you to enter the workforce quickly, often in 1 to 2 years or even less. There's also strong demand in fields like electrical work and plumbing and HVAC. Now, in the long term, many of these careers are stable and in high demand due to ongoing labor shortages. In fact, nearly 1 in 2 skilled trades workers are over the age of 45, which indicates that there's a growing need for new workers entering the field. There's also opportunity to grow your salary by specializing in a particular area. At the same time, some of these roles can be physically demanding, which is worth considering in the long term.
So how can we prepare for technical or trade school in high school? Well, first we can take relevant classes. This might include shop, engineering, technology, or career and technical education courses if your school offers them. Second, get hands-on experience. Look for internships, apprenticeships, or even volunteer opportunities where you can work with tools, equipment, or real-world projects. And third, connect with professionals in the field. Talk to electricians, mechanics, welders, or HVAC technicians to understand what the day-to-day work is really like. The more exposure that you can get during high school, the more confident and prepared you'll be when it's time for trade school.
Another pathway is enlisting in the military. It can be a great option for you if you're interested in service, structure, leadership, and career development. The military provides training and opportunities in hundreds of career specialties, including technology, logistics, engineering, aviation, cybersecurity, and more. You can gain valuable technical and professional skills such as teamwork, discipline, resilience, and leadership skills that are highly valued by employers in many industries. Military service also offers long-term educational benefits, such as the GI Bill, which can cover tuition costs for college, online programs, or vocational trainings after service if you decide to pursue those. Sarah will tell us more about myths you probably heard about the military.
So time to revisit those military myths from earlier. The first one was that the military is only for people who want combat roles. That's actually a really narrow view of what the military offers. In reality, most roles in the military are non-combat. We have opportunities in fields like cybersecurity, healthcare, engineering, logistics, aviation, administration. It's a large, complex organization with a wide range of career options that mirror many civilian industries. And our other myth was that joining the military means giving up on education. Well, that's not the full picture either. The military actually provides extensive education benefits. This can include tuition assistance while you're serving, the GI Bill after you've served, opportunities to earn certifications and specialized training along the way. So as we continue, think of the military not just as service, but also as a place where people can build skills, gain experience, and continue their education in different and often more affordable ways.
And as for short and long-term outlook, entering the military service provides a structured path that combines employment, training, and benefits. In the short term, it offers immediate pay, housing, healthcare, and job training. It's a highly structured environment with clear expectations and responsibilities. Now, with that said, it also requires a significant commitment and comes with less flexibility in the short term. In the long term, the military provides access to benefits like the GI Bill, as both Sarah and Maeva mentioned. The GI Bill can cover full tuition at many public colleges, along with housing support, making it a significant financial benefit for continuing your education. It also provides transferable skills that can carry into civilian careers, with strong pathways into areas like government roles, security and defense, and technical fields.
If you're considering the military, here are some specific ways that you can prepare while you're still in high school. So first, focus on physical fitness. Building your strength, your endurance, building healthy habits, it's going to help you meet entrance requirements and succeed during training. Second, develop discipline and leadership skills. This can come from sports, ROTC programs, student leadership roles, or team-based activities. And third, research military careers and requirements. Learn about the different branches, talk to recruiters, and understand options like the ASVAB test and career pathways. Preparation here is about body, mindset, and readiness with information.
Some of you may choose to join the workforce after high school directly. It can be a practical next step, especially if you're eager to gain experience, earn income, or explore different career interests. Working right away can open a lot of doors. Entering the workforce can help you build valuable transferable skills such as communication, problem solving, time management, and teamwork. Additionally, many employers also offer on-the-job training, mentorship, and opportunities for career advancement, which would allow you to continue learning while you're working. Internships and contract jobs can also be great ways to explore industries and gain experience. These type of positions can help you explore different career paths, make professional connections, and ultimately better understand what type of work you enjoy doing. They can also sometimes lead to full-time job offers in the future. So starting work right away after high school can help you build independence, financial stability, and a strong professional foundation while discovering what path feels right for you.
Looking back at those myths about entering the workforce, going straight from high school to work. Our first one was that going straight to work means you're giving up on success or growth. Well, that idea makes going straight into the workforce feel pretty limiting, right? But let's look at the reality. Many people build strong, successful careers by gaining experience on the job. They move up through promotions, take part in apprenticeships while they're working, and receive training directly from employers. Growth doesn't only happen in a classroom, it can happen in the workplace every single day. And our second myth was that you'll be stuck in low paying jobs forever if you don't go to college. Well, again, we don't have the full picture here. There are many high demand fields like sales, tech support, logistics, customer service, where people can start entry level and significantly increase their earnings over time. As they build skills and experience, new opportunities open up, and they don't have the debt that came with going to college. As we dive more into the workforce path, keep this in mind. It's not a dead end, rather, it's a starting point with multiple directions for growth.
Now let's look at the job outlook for this pathway. Going directly into the workforce allows you to begin earning and building experience right away. In the short term, this means immediate income and the opportunity to develop real-world experience. You also begin building important professional skills like communication, reliability, and teamwork. In the long term, growth in this path often depends on continued learning and skill development. For example, workers with only a high school diploma earn about $899 per week on average, while those who gain additional certifications or technical training can earn significantly more over time, often moving into higher paying roles. Without that continued upskilling, wages can sometimes plateau in the long term.
So there's a few things you can start doing right now in high school to prepare to enter the workforce. And that includes getting work experience early. This could be a part-time job, a summer job, even helping with a family business. Learning how to show up on time, communicate, and take responsibility goes a long way. You're also starting to build your resume. Second, build basic professional skills like writing a resume, practicing interviews, learning workplace communication. These are skills that employers value immediately. And third, explore different industries through job shadowing, informational interviews, or even short-term gigs. These can help you figure out what types of work you enjoy most. Starting early to prepare for entering the workforce gives you both experience and direction before you actually get there.
Here's our last pathway, a gap year. A gap year is an intentional break that you take after high school before committing to further education or a career. It can help you gain clarity and make more informed decisions about your future. Also, a gap year is what you make it. There are multiple things you could do. During this time, you can gain experience in field you're interested in, participate in volunteer programs, or complete a service year program such as AmeriCorps or the Peace Corps. You could join a structured gap year program, develop skills using classes or certifications, launch your own personal project or business, travel to new places, or learn another language or more. Any of these experiences can demonstrate initiative and help you develop the skills you need while gaining exposure to different perspectives. Taking the time to explore different opportunities and interests will give you more confidence when it's time for you to decide what to do next, whether you decide to get more education or begin a career path.
Now, what about our myth that a gap year means you're falling behind? Well, that idea can create a lot of pressure to move forward immediately, but the reality looks a little different. When a gap year is planned with intention, it can actually help students gain clarity, build maturity, and feel more prepared for college or for a career. For some, taking that time leads to more confidence and more informed decisions later on. Our second myth was that gap years are just about traveling or taking time off. While that can be part of it, it's not what they are all about or what they can be all about. Many effective gap years are structured around meaningful experiences like working or volunteering or internships, travel, language learning, like Maeva said. These experiences can add real value and direction. When it comes to gap years, keep this in mind. A gap year isn't about stepping back, but about a different way of moving forward with purpose. And be intentional with your gap year.
As far as job outlook, taking a gap year after high school can lend to personal growth, exploration, or simply gaining experience. In the short term, this can include things like working, volunteering, traveling, or even participating in structured programs. In fact, some programs even offer stipends or education awards. In the long term, students who take structured gap years often return with greater clarity and direction. Many report feeling more confident in their goals and more motivated for when they move into their next step. The key factor, though, as Sarah mentioned, is how that time is used. Without a clear plan or structure, the benefits of a gap year can be limited.
So if you're considering a gap year, preparation is going to be key to making it meaningful. First, start thinking about your goals. What do you want to gain? Do you want to gain experience? Do you want to gain skills, clarity, income? Having a purpose keeps you on track. Second, look for structured opportunities. This could include jobs, internships, volunteer programs, even organized gap year programs. Structure will help ensure that you have accomplished or at least worked toward your goals by the end of your gap year. And third, build independence skills now. These are things like budgeting, time management, communication that are going to be important to success in your life no matter what direction you take after your gap year. A well-planned gap year is not just going to happen. It has to start with preparation during high school and a clear plan for when you're out.
Thank you, Sarah. We just explored different options and pathways available after high school. Now let's shift our focus to finding the one that's the best fit for you. We are going to spend a little time self-reflecting. Before you start thinking about the different pathways for your future, you have to start with you. Here are 3 things to consider. First, happiness. What do you actually enjoy doing? What kinds of activities make you lose track of time or feel energized? Second, strengths. What are you naturally good at? These don't have to be perfect skills, just things that come more easily to you. And third, goals. What kind of life do you want after high school? That could include things like independence, income, flexibility, or even location. And keep this question in mind. If no one else's opinion mattered, what would you choose? That question can really help you separate what you want from what others expect. Now let's look at your options and how they align with you. College offers independence and long-term opportunities, but with more time and cost. Trade careers focus on hands-on training and specialized skills. Workforce entry lets you start working right away and builds experience as you go. The military provides structure, benefits, and service opportunities with a strong commitment. And a gap year gives you time to explore, but works best with a plan. There's no one right path. Start thinking about what's best for you and your lifestyle. Let's take it one step further and look at how to evaluate different paths. There are 3 key questions to ask. First, does it fit me? Is the work interesting and does it align with your strengths? Second, is it practical? What's the pay, the job demand, and the potential for growth? And third, what does it take to get there? What education, time, and cost are involved? You don't need all of the answers right now, but asking these questions helps you make more informed decisions. One of the best ways to figure out what's best for you is to actually experience it. Reading or hearing about a career is helpful, but seeing it or talking to someone in it is even better. You could try a job shadow, where you observe someone during their workday and get a feel for what the job is really like. You could attend local events like career fairs or workshops where you can explore different fields and meet professionals. Or even something simple like coffee chats, just having a conversation with someone about what they do, what they enjoy, and what challenges they face. These experiences can either confirm your interest or help you realize something isn't for you, which is just as valuable. You don't need to have everything figured out, but you do need a way to move forward. Think of this like climbing a mountain. At the base, you're looking at all of your options, and that can feel overwhelming when you're just getting started. As you begin to climb, you start narrowing things down by reflecting on what fits you, your interests, strengths, and your goals. As you move higher, you take another step by evaluating what's realistic, things like time, cost, and opportunities. And as you near the top, you can focus on the most important step, your next move. That might be researching a career, talking to someone, or even trying something new. You don't have to reach the top all at once. Progress happens one step at a time. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Alexis to talk more about forging the path ahead.
Thanks, Alex. So we've explored the different paths that you can take after high school, what they really look like, and how you can start thinking about what best fits you. So now let's turn that reflection into action. You don't need to have everything figured out today, but it's helpful to have a starting point. Let's focus on what you can do to move forward with clarity, confidence, and momentum. As you start thinking about next steps, it's normal to hit a few mental roadblocks. That's part of the process. One common hurdle is, I feel overwhelmed or unsure of what to do next. If you can relate, start by seeking support. Talk to a teacher, counselor, mentor, or someone you trust. Share what's making you feel stuck and hear their perspective. You don't have to figure it out alone. Then shrink the steps. Instead of one big step like apply to college, start with something smaller like researching 2 to 3 schools or listing out their application requirements. Break the step down until it feels doable. Another common feeling is, I don't even know where to start. In that case, start with what you already know about yourself. Make a list of your interests, such as your favorite classes, hobbies, activities you enjoy, and things that you're curious about. Then use that as a starting point to explore the paths that connect. You can also use tools to help you explore. So, for example, the Bureau of Labor Statistics has a free occupation finder where you can filter careers by education, training, job outlook, and pay. Or you can plug your interests into ChatGPT and ask it to suggest potential career paths or patterns based on what you share. It's also easy to fall into the trap of worrying, what if I make the wrong choice? That's a normal thought to have, but the key is to not let it stop you from moving forward. First, remember that change is normal. Most people don't stay on one single perfectly linear path their entire lives. In fact, the average person in the United States changes jobs about 12 times in their lifetime, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. And many of those shifts involve trying different roles, industries, or directions entirely. And that highlights the next takeaway, that your first choice is rarely your final one. The path that you start on doesn't have to lock you in forever. You can change careers, go back to school, build new skills, and evolve over time. Sometimes the things that feel like detours end up shaping your biggest opportunities later on. And it's important to remember that the biggest risk is often staying stuck just because you're afraid to make the wrong choice. Waiting for a perfect decision can actually slow you down more than just making a choice and then adjusting later. Frame it as a learning opportunity, not as a mistake. Oftentimes, clarity comes from experience rather than from overthinking. You don't have to figure out everything in your head first. Instead, you can build understanding by trying new things, exploring a variety of options, and taking small steps forward. The goal isn't to have perfect certainty up front, it's just to start moving. Okay. So here are several questions to consider as part of your decision filter. Ask yourself, does this connect with my interests, strengths, and goals? Does this option feel worth exploring as part of my path? And what is one small step I can take to learn more or move forward? think we might be stuck. We need to go to the next slide. Okay. And speaking of moving, it's time to choose your adventure. This is about learning by doing, not just thinking. You don't have to commit to a path right away, but you can start exploring in real ways. First, shadow a professional to see what a typical day is really like. How do they spend their time? What skills do they use? And what do they enjoy or find challenging? Next, visit a college, a trade school, a military recruiter, or a training program to get a feel for campus life, classes, or the type of environment that you might experience. Then talk with someone who's working in a field that you're curious about. Ask for honest insight about their path, what they studied, how they got there, and what their job is actually like. You can take an introductory class or an online course to test out an interest in a low-pressure way and see if the subject or the skill feels engaging to you. You can also attend an information session or watch credible webinars or videos online to learn more about different paths, what they offer, the pros and cons, and what steps are needed to get started. And finally, you can also try a short-term internship or part-time job to build real-world experience, develop workplace skills, and see what it's like to work in that environment. The goal here is to try things out so that you can make more informed decisions about what feels right for you. So as you continue exploring your options after high school, just remember that you don't have to figure out everything on your own. There are tons of free resources and tools out there that can help you learn more about different paths, careers, schools, and opportunities. And at the end of this webinar, you'll receive a copy of this entire slide deck, and all of these links on this slide are clickable so you can explore them at your leisure. But just for an overview, I'll go into each one. The Bureau of Labor Statistics Occupational Outlook Handbook is a great starting point if you want a clear picture of what different careers are actually like, from salary expectations and required education to projected job growth and day-to-day responsibilities. Next, Career One Stop brings a lot of career planning tools into one place, letting you explore occupations, take career interest assessments, and research training programs based on your goals and strengths. If college is on your radar, the College Navigator makes it easier to compare schools side by side by looking at factors like cost, majors, campus size, and graduation rates. Big Future by College Board can help you map out what comes next by exploring colleges, scholarships, majors, and career ideas in one user-friendly platform. If you're interested in hands-on learning, apprenticeship.gov highlights paid training programs where you can build real skills while earning a paycheck. And Skills USA showcases opportunities in skilled trades, technical careers, and student leadership opportunities. If you're curious about military pathways, Today's Military offers an easy-to-understand overview of different branches, careers, and education benefits, while the U.S. Department of Defense provides broader information about military service and defense-related career paths. And finally, if you're considering taking time to explore before jumping into your next step, the Gap Year Association can help you learn about structured gap year programs that focus on travel, service, and personal growth, while AmeriCorps offers opportunities to serve communities, gain real-world experience, and earn education benefits along the way. So now let's bring everything together into an action plan. First, think about the paths that you're exploring right now. Which options are actually standing out to you? Is it college, trade school, a gap year, the workforce, the military, or something else entirely? Next, ask yourself why this path stands out to you. What is it about it that connects to your interests, strengths, or what you want to build towards? Then focus on action. What's one specific thing that you can do in the next 30 days to learn more and move forward? This can include any of the action items that we went over on the Choose Your Adventure slide, for example. It's also important to name what's still unclear. What are you still unsure about? Sometimes writing the question down is what helps you start finding answers. Then think about support. Who can help you with this? Is it a teacher, a counselor, a family member, a mentor, or even a tool or resource that you can use to explore options, such as an online career test or any of the websites that we discussed in the last slide? And finally, zoom out just a little bit and finish this sentence. A year from now, I'll be glad that I fill in the blank. This isn't about having a perfect plan. It's just about taking a direction, taking a step, and building clarity as you go. And remember, you don't need all of the answers up front. Just a next step that feels right for you as you chart your own path forward.
Thank you to Sarah, Alexandria, Alexis, Maeva, and Jenna for today's presentation. Such important and helpful information. This brings us to the end of our webinar on exploring your options after high school. Before we wrap up, we have 2 quick reminders for you. First, feel free to follow us on social media. You can see our Facebook and Instagram handles there on the screen. And that way you can see any of our posts with upcoming webinars or events we have going on in the future. Additionally, we have our webinar archive list listed there as well. So if you want to go back and access any previous webinars we've had, you can do that there. We hope you will join us again when we start back up in the fall with a new webinar series. Again, give us a follow on our socials to stay in the know on our upcoming topics. Now we're going to open the floor for any questions you might have. So if you have anything you'd like to ask, you can put that in the Q&A now. I'm just going to wait a minute, see if anything pops in. Okay, doesn't look like we have any questions. We thank you all so much for joining us today and hope you have a wonderful rest of your afternoon.